What's this nonsense about needing a password to see Lord Cardigan today?
Relax. I've got it in my pocket.
Look sharp, men. Allow no one past unless I authorize them. Cardigan has gone too far this time. I've a mind to contact Scotland Yard myself.
Come now, gentlemen. I thought us united in opposition against this perfidious law.
Scandalous. Open bribery in the very...
Pardon me, gentlemen. Sergeant Freddie Aberline of Scotland Yard. Where might this scandalous activity be taking place?
Oh, yes. It's, just this way. Follow me, Sergeant. But discreetly, if you would. One doesn't like to be seen airing a fellow member of Parliament's dirty linen. What?
I'll be very discreet. Usually I would be in disguise, but my clothes all fell into the Thames.
Bollocks!
Trouble. Help me. I'm in big trouble.
Surely such upstanding sentinels of Britannia are not wavering in their duties?
Disraeli supporters are rallying.
Password?
Beg your pardon.
Shame!
No password, no passage.
Where would we have been in
who I
Balaclava?
am?
If we had turned
I'm
our
a
coats
member
at the
of
first sign of
Parliament, you
difficulty,
cretin.
lined against the
No
wall,
password,
and
no
shot.
passage,
And
sir.
deservedly so.
Oh, Christ, not Balaclava again. I'm sorry, my lord. The wind blows.
Password?
Baby apple.
Piss off.
Blast and damn it all! Oh. Let's get Coward! Villain! Alas, that the hero of Balaclava should fall not on the gloried fields of Crimea, but to an assassin's blade in the very halls of power.
Are you finished yet?
Take your bow, knave, for you have managed what no Russian battery, what no Indian tiger could achieve. Claim your trophy, and may you choke on it.
Yes, but do tell me more about Balaclava.
Farewell. Farewell, dear Britannia. Your dawn shall be dimmer that the Earl of Cardigan sees it not. God save the Queen and the 11th Hussars.
What a prick.
As we continue down Jacob Fry's killing list, we get to this guy in the British Parliament. James Brudenell, also known as the Earl of Cardigan, an apparent survivor of all military bullshit in the universe, as he continually points out to everyone he meets. And what I mean by that is that he is a really annoying character, possibly one of the most annoying standouts in the entire franchise if you want to go back and take a look at everything that Ubisoft has ever done in the past 10 years with this series. His only real claim to fame is apparently being the mastermind of the Battle of Balaclava, as he surprisingly finds a way to mention in literally every conversation we see him having at the British Parliament and with Steric in meetings and just being generally around town. He's overdramatic, he speaks in melodrama, so really, yeah, just all around a really irritating person. And apparently his military conquest has given him the utmost respect and was able to launch him into politics for some reason. This guy doing actual politics somehow. It's amazing sometimes what Ubisoft thinks up. They would imagine that anyone would take this guy seriously in anything he says. The assassination here, compared to other ones, is actually a lot more simply designed. Basically, the entire assassination arena that happens is a giant hallway, which is kind of disappointing. When you go with a stealth game, you really do want to aim for the golden standard of big and sprawling area covered with guards and interconnecting guard patrol patterns, because that is what gives the player the most options. If you do it linear style like this, then it can get real annoying real fast, because you're beating the player around the head and forcing them to do what you want rather than giving them the tools to figure out their way. So anyway, it's really, really easy. The outside area of the assassination is really small, the police presence isn't that large, and the best way to get inside is to kidnap a police person and then just walk into the room. And then when no one's looking, you have to obviously choke them out. Oddly enough, for ultra-moral Ubisoft, the choking out mechanic that would result in a non-violent takedown is actually really hard to find in comparison to the ones that just kill people, so make that of what you will. After that, you jump onto the other challenge, which is following someone else past all the guards. And apparently, this guy is not at all squigged out by murder, so if you do have to kill the blighters on the way to the office of James Brudenell, then it's no real big deal. Just wait around for a minute and he'll completely forget that you just murdered someone in front of him, as you can see from the footage. I'm not too down on it. Yes, it's not as great as it should have been, but it's still pretty damn good, especially compared to some of those other Assassin's Creed games that utterly failed in everything they tried to do, so I'm definitely still appreciative. James Brudenell has such a cartoonishly over-the-top personality that he can at least carry the quest line of which he is the main target. I don't really understand the reasoning behind Jacob needing to kill him, because yeah, he's Steric's inside man in politics, but from the first time that we see this guy, he's obviously not on good terms with Crawford Steric, so you know, it seems like he's more doing his own thing, and Jacob would be more justified in killing him just because he was an annoying dickhead rather than any sort of legitimate reason. I mean, do you really take this guy seriously enough to get anything done in British politics? I mean, it's politics. Unless Steric controls like half of the people involved, you're not going to be getting everything you want just passed on through. I suppose another good thing that this assassination did, just to cap off the video, was that when you do follow the challenges to sneak into his office, it isn't an insta-kill like Lucy Thorne's was. You do actually have to get a smoke grenade in there and still suss out a good way to kill him, possibly do some combat if you fuck up the stealth. At least it's keeping its nose more to the challenge of a stealth game rather than just being a cutscene drama fest, so even in a mixed bag scenario, Syndicate still manages to kill it, and even though we're kinda going down the list, we're getting pretty far into the Templar conspiracy, Ubisoft still manages to surprise with Syndicate, and even 7 chapters in, I'm still loving the shit out of it. Check back tomorrow for yet another ridiculous circumstance.